Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to another Warcraft replay here as we get loaded into Game 2. Apologies about Game 1, it was a awkward ending, but the tournament page did indicate that it was Infi's victory. So there's that. Not sure if that was the exact ending, but I'm pretty sure we could have linked the dots together. FoCuS kind of went too ham on getting hero kills that he kind of lost his army, which then led to him losing his Tyrant Chieftain, which I believe was the point where he GG'd. If he GG'd or not, who knows, let's just say he did. But either way, game 2 of this best 3 here. This has been casted by Crota a day earlier than me, I believe. But yeah, let's just go at it, since I was going to cast the entire series anyway. Might as well cast this. I did see the army comps, I believe, and it's pretty spicy, I guess. So yeah, Infi randoming into Undead here on the bottom left of the map, Concealed Hill. His opponent is going to be FoCuS, once again, blue orc on the top right, going for what seems to be standard start here. So Dreadlord first for Infi. Already something different. I'm not sure how well it works into a Blade Master matchup. I don't know, the last time I remember seeing a Dreadlord was like into a Keeper, I think, or an Archmage. An Orc matchup's not really what I would expect seeing a Dreadlord with, but I guess it kind of makes sense since Orcs tend to have less units, so it makes sleep surrounds a lot more meaningful, since you take out a grunt, you take out a huge portion of their army strength. So we'll see what this leads into. But yeah, once again, FoCuS starting out at the Warrior camp, looking for that claws of attack. Dreadlord might be wanting to start a camp a little harder, maybe. Possibly this goldmine camp here with intentions of expanding, question mark. It's been so long since I've seen actual undead fast expand. But yeah, this Acolyte could possibly just place down the Ziggurat here for potential expansion attempt. And the Overseer, I believe, is going to be the last to get cleared out. Blade Master, not going to go into straight harass, it seems. This game is going to be a little bit different. TP Squad being sold for Circlet. Circlet Ring, not the best item combo, to be honest, but gotta do what you gotta do, I guess. Priest getting taken out there for the Tome, picking up the Strength Tome for the Blade Master. Yeah, all the rolls aren't really favoring FoCuS, it seems. He could have definitely benefited from an Agility Tome, but yeah, luck just doesn't seem to be favoring him. I'm not sure why he dusted here. Oh, probably because, yeah, actually no, it makes sense. He was possibly scared of facing another Blade Master, since he doesn't exactly know what Infi's race is. So he just dusted just in case, like, I don't know, a Warden was hiding or Blade Master was windwalking around. But yeah, we'll be able to spot that Infi is indeed undead. Probably not going to expect this very fast expansion attempt. Or maybe he might, because, I mean, he's in his base. He spotted that there's no graveyard, there's no tier 2, there's just ghouls. Yeah, FoCuS, if he's good enough, he should be able to deduce that his opponent has gone something very, very weird. Possibly maybe even just an expansion attempt, which is indeed the case. Dust Appearance is going to be used by the Dreadlord. It was intended to actually just be used to spot the Blade Master when he goes into Windwalk and just sleep his ass, but yeah, being able to spot that Sentry Ward was very lucky. Alright, FoCuS, that is at tier 2. Still no production buildings to be placed down just yet. Turret Totem number 1 is going to be placed down. Turret Chieftain is popping out as a second, and FoCuS is just going to go for the Bestiary second as Turret Chieftain sees all those juicy ghouls to War Stomp, and yeah, it makes more sense than I guess just the Shadow Hunter second. But yes, Blademaster able to take down this warrior and picking himself the +3 claws of attack, which is pretty nice. Dreadlord with his vampiric aura is going to lose that troll unfortunately, but that is going to lead up to the sleep surround on FoCuS's Blademaster. That was a pretty bad sleep surround. Not fully surrounded that Blademaster, but it is going to force once again another Windwalk. If the Dreadlord had done his appearance, then it would probably be in a dead Blademaster, but yeah, he did use that last charge on the Sentry Waltz before. Still producing more ghouls. This expansion is now up and running. We are going to have the Necropolis being placed down, as I believe Infi's struggling in lumber, or maybe not. He is mass ghouls after all, so he really shouldn't be struggling in lumber. Turret Chieftain is going to be clearing out the Overseer camp on the top left here. It looks like it's going to be matching expansions, as this peon is nearby. So yeah, interesting. Two races which normally don't fast expand is going to end up fast expanding because one of them did. Although I guess FoCuS's timing is not necessarily fast expand, but yeah, we're still probably gonna have pretty big armies from both sides, since second expansion or second base usually means that you can afford going over 50 supply. I'm not sure if Infi's gonna stick to this mass cool strategy. He is gonna go double crypt. Normally double crypt would mean gargoyle transition here, so we'll just have to wait and see. I'm hoping it's not like mass ghouls into mass gargoyles, because I think we had that before. I believe it was Mad Frog that went and did it because the Zerg player in him was just, you know, kind of bled into him, I guess, in his playstyle Warcraft 3.
A player's forces are under attack. Is under siege.
Halls of the Dead is now complete. We're gonna go straight into tier 3, and never mind. I'm not sure if the gargoyle strat is even a thing anymore. Maybe the tier 3 is just to enable the frenzy upgrade, which I'm not entirely a fan of, to be honest. But I mean, if FoCuS is not gonna go air units, then maybe this might work. Dreadlord trying his best to force the cancel on this Great Hall. Might be able to get it. In fact, he does have his skeletons with him, so yep, that is going to be that. Expansion delayed once again, and TV Scroll is going to be used by the Dreadlord. I don't remember if gargoyles require graveyard, but that might just be the case. Nope, never mind. No graveyard required, and we are starting to double produce those gargoyles, which should lead FoCuS into thinking that gargoyles are on the way. A little bit weird, since orcs have raiders, and gargoyles versus raiders, I don't really think they match toe-to-toe with them, to be honest. Even if gargoyles get the superior numbers, I think that raiders can tank the gargoyles enough to just slowly whittle them down with their ensnares. So yeah, not entirely sure on these gargoyles. Maybe this tier 3 might lead into something else, but who knows.
A player's forces are under attack.
Gargoyles cheating their way on the side here, possibly looking for that expansion, but it seems like the raiders caught wind of this, maybe? It's gonna be very difficult to force a cancel with just 2 gargoyles, I think. They might just be going for the peons instead. Nope, they turn around and go after this expansion. Yeah, like I said, not enough DPS to actually force a cancel on this Great Hall. As we have a shade on the battlefield. Where is the sack pit? There's a sack pit, and we do indeed have a graveyard, so gargoyles might have actually required graveyard, I don't exactly remember. Not exactly an undead player. So yeah, sack pit is interesting. This tier 3 rush here, it's a little weird. Is it just to enable Frenzy, which is kind of ambitious? But level 4 Dreadlord, Blade Master is asleep. That's a lot of units for Infi, to be honest. And Infi has a lot of resources sitting right now. Possible sleeps around onto the Blade Master. He does have an invuln, and it seems like he has enough for Wound Walk. One Troll Bat Rider, able to take down one Gargoyle. This is unlike the game where we had Griffins versus Troll Bat Riders, where Griffins just benefited from just a whole bunch of armor. So yeah, at least one Bat Rider can actually trade with one Gargoyle. As we do indeed have a Boneyard being placed down, so the sack pit was probably the hint to a potential Boneyard. It's just that this might be some very, very bad timing now that your opponent's starting to produce Troll Bat Riders. Yeah, I'm trying to remember how much health a Frostworm has. I don't think it breaks 1,000 health. I think it's like 700 or something like that. So maybe just 2 Bat Riders are needed for one Frostworm. Yeah, it's going to be a bit iffy on how this game actually turns out to be, but Alchemist popping out here as the third final hero for FoCuS is going to force yet again another TP scroll from the Dreadlord, and it's a lot of resources being burnt just to retreat his army. Thankfully, Infi has been on second base for quite some time, so he has a lot in the bank. So yeah, these Frostworms gonna be pretty devastating on the Orc army. It's just that if FoCuS gets a good number of Bad Riders, which I think he is about to do with the second Bestiary, those Frostworms are just gonna be like such huge sinks of resources, I think. And it seems like Infi's gonna go all in as he builds a second Boneyard. FoCuS is gonna be able to spot the Boneyard thanks to his Blade Master, and he's gonna go straight after the Ghouls. Able to take out one, possibly take out a couple more before being forced to retreat here. Really now? Frostworms are just Frost Drakes? I mean, the portrait's the actual Frostworm. I was gonna comment a little earlier on how the icons are the new China friendly icons, but like we have normal skeletons. We don't have the zombie skeletons anymore. So I thought the Frostworms were gonna be themselves, but they are just Frost Drakes. I mean, yeah, I don't like this one bit because Frost Drakes, they look so tiny. I mean, they're a lot tinier than what Frostworms should be, and they just look very out of place in this undead army. Yeah, I don't like it one bit, unfortunately. Ugh. Either way, Carrion Swarm being cast here by the Dreadlord, who did hit level 3. Wow, he has all 3 abilities. It's gonna be pretty taxing on his mana pool, but Carrion Swarm is just that great of an ability, I think. The buff really did him pretty great. Frostworm is making its way to possible gold line here. The Watchtower might actually fall as TP Scroll coming in with the Dreadlord. Here we go, Carrion Swarm onto the gold line here. Not gonna hit the Watchtower, unfortunately, but it is gonna force FoCuS to cancel regardless. Ensnare onto the Frostworm is gonna force a very quick TP Scroll here by the Dreadlord. Gargoyle is gonna go down, but yeah, I'm not sure if that was worth it. The time that you put your opponent away from the gold line is probably less gold compared to you spending it on that TD scroll and Gargoyle, in fact. So yeah, I'm not sure about this. Maybe if Infi went for just an insane amount of Frost Rooms that they just snipe down all the Bat Riders that go after them. I don't think it's gonna be a possibility, as it seems like FoCuS is going triple bestiary here. This is the insane shenanigans that going off 2 bases can do. It's just that FoCuS is not actually producing off of all 3 bestiaries. He's actually supply screwed. FoCuS is also going to be placing down another great hole in the middle here. This is the last gold mine available for the map. Since he is at Fortress Sake, he can't afford to do it. And with this, I wouldn't even be surprised if FoCuS just goes 80, maybe even going over 80. We'll have to wait and see. I think we have about 5 minutes worth of gold left in the main gold mine. Kodo Beast popping out here. I don't think he has the Warsong Battle Drum upgrades, or just Battle Drum upgrade. I think that's what the upgrade's called.
A player's forces
But yeah, Bat Riders. Still, that's a pretty decent number of Bat Riders, to be honest. Versus 3 Frost Rooms. Yeah, I think those Frost Rooms days are numbered, to be honest. They are +3 armor, however, so that is something worth noting. I didn't mention in my video, but I did mention in a comment that these the suicide runs are actually affected by armor, so it looks like 2 or 3 Bat Riders are enough for 1 Frost Room, depending on splash damage. I think if splash damage is accounted for, it does actually take just 2. Like 3 for the first one and then 2 for the splash damage. But yeah, here we go. Ensnare onto the Frost Storm is going to force the Dreadlord once again to be casting that TP scroll, or the Death Knight. Yeah, I think Infi's maybe putting his resources into the wrong resource dump. He's still producing off of 2 Boneyards. He's going all in on those Frost Worms. They are +1/+3. I believe +2 is on the way. But yeah, I don't know. I think if he wants to be able to continue off of producing Frost Worms, he needs to claim this base, which might be possible since he's about to take it out. It just depends on how quickly FoCuS is on his defense. Bat Riders, it looks like they are enough to take down 2 Frost Worms. So yeah, and if he needs to be careful on that aspect. Scourge Bone Chime, Legion Doomhorn on the Alchemist, giving movement speed over to the Orc Army as well, on top of the Endurance Roar, so these guys are super fast. But yeah, here comes the Bat Riders. That is a pretty good clump of Frost Worms there, and they are able to take down 2 Frost Worms. The Blade Master is going to hit that level 5 threshold there. Armor Scroll is going to be used, but all the Bat Riders have been taken out. So I think it might be a little too late, but I say that 3 more Bat Riders are going to come down. It doesn't look like the increased armor really did too much, and yeah, Infi only manages to take down 1 Kodo Beast. Yeah, loses almost all of his Frost Worms in exchange for just 1 Kodo Beast. This is definitely not good trades coming in from our undead player here. Ghouls are able to keep this expansion from actually getting its gold mined, but yeah, winning this battle, losing the war, it seems like armor supply is... oh, yikes, wrong button. 56 for Infi, 61 for FoCuS, so it's still decently close. It's just that it's kind of inflated on Infi's side because Frost Rooms cost, I think, 7 food supply. So yeah, like, these guys costing so much despite being so fragile, it's a bit unrepresentative of army strength, I would say. Although I guess the same side for FoCuS, his Bat Riders are just instantly killed off when they take down those Frost Rooms, but I do think it's a pretty decent trade. And there we go, another Frost Room's gonna bite the dust here, but another one is going to replace his counterpart. Is it going to be enough DPS? And Snare is going to come down on the Frost Room, War Stomp onto the Undead Heroes here. Another Carrion Swarm is going to get cast. That is a lot of corpses on the ground. I believe those are all ghouls. As another Bat Rider is going to take down a Frost Room. The last Frost Room is going to go down thanks to Ensnare focusing. So yeah, Infi's supply instantly dips to 39. However, FoCuS also dipped his supply to 42 as well. FoCuS is going to be reproducing his Kodabeasts and Raiders, hoping that his opponent would stop producing Frost Rooms, but that is definitely not going to be the case. More Frost Rooms for Infi is on the way, and yet again another attack onto the expansion here. Level 6 Dreadlord, which is pretty crucial. Infernal, I think, would be a very useful resource for Infi to use. He does have the mana for it, and he will be able to toss it down onto the Alchemist there. War Stomp onto the Undead Heroes, however. Blade Master is going to invuln up as well. Healing Spray from the Alchemist. Frost Rooms so far are going to be ignored. It seems like the main target is going to be the heroes, as the Death Knight does go down at level 2. And I think maybe the Dreadlord might be the next target. Acolytes are being brought over. I don't know why, maybe just to eat a bit of damage, but yeah, so far they're not going to be all that useful, as I believe it is time for the main gold mines to have expired. Infernal is going to take down the Kodabeast there. It's just that, is there going to be enough? I don't know. 54 armor supply for FoCuS, as he takes down yet another Frost Room, but another Frost Room instantly takes its place. Those Spirit Walkers need to be super careful about the Frost Rooms. Their ethereal damage boosts the damage received of magic, as well as spells, and Frost Rooms are indeed magic attack. So yeah, the 95 to 139 just gets boosted a whole lot more. More Bat Riders trading for more Frost Rooms. Tifa Skull is going to get channeled by the Dreadlord there, as the Alchemist hits level 5 himself. So yeah, Blade Master super close to level 6. Turn Chieftain about 40% of his way there. I think Turn Chieftain's a lot more impactful of a level 6 because you don't exactly need mana for it. Bladestorm, I don't think there's that many units on Infi's side for Bladestorm to be that meaningful. So yeah, it's really tough for Infi. He spent so much resources on his Frost Rooms, they just really haven't been able to do too much. They've been pretty easily countered by these Bat Riders, and yeah, I think the failure to adapt is gonna really cost him in this game. Frost Room is gonna live for now, but the Alchemist and Blade Master is gonna have something to say about it. Yeah, level 6 Blade Master there. Probably not gonna see Bladestorm anytime soon. But yeah, we still just hit that level 6. More Bat Riders. Ooh, the Dreadlord uses Carrion Swarm onto those peons rather than these impending Bat Riders here. Like I said before, not enough to deal lethal damage to one Froststorm. They do need one more to complement it. But yeah, I don't think FoCuS is struggling with his Batrider production. Another 7 minutes, I guess, of this gold mine here. Meanwhile, Infi, a minute or so out of this gold mine, and then he's royally screwed because Froststorms ain't cheap, and this is his only gold mine left. I believe it's time for the Dreadlord to have his Infernal back. It's just that, can Infernals really deal enough? I don't think so. 2 Froststorms, they need to be careful not to get clumped up, otherwise they get screwed by 5 Troll Batriders instead of 6. It's just a really difficult position for Infi to be in. Instant onto the Dreadlord here. He will possibly just be casting his Infernal, there we go. Batriders getting into position here. Not enough splash damage it seems. Or maybe the Froststorm just has enough armor just to withstand those Batriders, but regardless, FoCuS with his ground units are able to clean up the Froststorms, and that is just going to be game it seems. No GGs, what is going on here? But yeah, it's very... I mean, it's exciting to see mass Froststorms, it's just very disappointing to see it not work. Yeah, that is going to be the series tied up. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys again in Game 3.